Three judges assigned to ringside, scoring the bout on a 10-point must system are John Kane, Bob Logiste, and John Stewart. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, working for the 113th time in a world title bout, referee Arthur Mercanti. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Atlantic City's Convention Hall here on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim, weighing in at 218 pounds. He comes to us tonight from Miami, Florida, with a professional record of 30 victories, 27 by KO. Only one defeat. He is ranked number 5 in the world by the WBC. Tonight, he is a man on a mission. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger, Philip Jackson. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with red trim, weighing in at 235 pounds. This 1988 Olympic gold medalist as a super heavyweight now is undefeated as a professional. His record, 24-0, 20 KOs to his credit. He comes to us from East London, England. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undefeated WBC Heavyweight Champion of the World, Lennox Lewis.
Good evening, Lennox and Phil. You both know the rules of the WBC. We expect you to obey these rules, and I'll enforce them. Shake hands now. Return to your corners. Good luck.
Jim, Lennox Lewis, like Michael Moore, is intuitively a counter-puncher. Like Michael Moore, he's going to have, in his last fight, when he dethroned Evander Holyfield, he may have to start to make the fight here, unless Jackson comes at him so strongly that he plays right into his counter-punching.
For his part, Jackson said he would be determined to try to make Lewis back up. Lewis expects Jackson to come at him low, much as another opponent, Levi Billups, did in a fight that went the full 10 rounds. Experts believe that Lewis can be better if he stops holding that left hand out there and pawing with the jab and goes back to throwing it sharply and following it with power punches. There's a right hand, and down goes Jackson.
5, 6, 7,
Well,
8.
we'll find out right quick whether Jackson's going to fight back.
Jackson says that in his other big occasion against Razor Ruddock, he froze. Here he finally throws a punch. It's a wide winging left hook. He's going to be an easy target, George, if he keeps throwing him like that.
Lewis only want to land one good right hand at a time. It seems that Jackson awful confused because Lennox Lewis puts his hand so close to Jackson, yet his body is so far from his hands. So when you throw those hooks afterwards, as Jackson is doing, you miss by a major margin.
That over-the-top right hand, diving down at the fighter as he tries to duck away from the punch, is exactly the one that hurt Ruddock and set up the second-round knockout.
That's pretty clever what Lewis is doing. He had his hands real close to Jackson, but his body so far away.
And there's the winging right hand again over the top. Now Jackson seems to see where it's coming from anyway. Bill Jackson's supporters claim he should be seen as a very hard puncher. Lewis's detractors don't believe he likes to go in against hard punches.
Jackson has got to find his range. Try not to get so close to Lewis's hand. Get close to his body.
first round knockout would look good on the dossier, and Lewis seems to be thinking about it at least a little bit. But he is cautious as well. Smiling now at the wide winging punches of Jackson as he backs away. Good sharp jab by Lennox Lewis. Didn't follow it up. Jackson mostly throwing power punches and missing. Now Lewis begins to stick the jab, and it's clearly going to bother Phil Jackson. A first round in which Lennox Lewis scored a knockdown of Phil Jackson, but didn't bring a lot of ammunition behind it.
Mouthpiece in. Breathe and recover. Breathe and recover. In the ball. In the ball. We don't take it out. Rinse and spit.
Let's see that quick flash knockdown from that right hand, right behind that left. Caught Jackson right on the point of the chin. Straight right hand. Jackson nodded on his way down.
Stunned, and you wait a little bit too much, okay? You're hitting, you got to jump on it. I want you to come behind the jab. You've got a great jab, but you got to break on the jab, that power jab. Do you understand? Break on the jab. Good done.
Good corners out, baby.
Okay. Stay with the jab, baby.
The voice in Jackson's corner, his trainer Pat Burns, a heavily decorated Miami policeman. Lewis's trainer remains Pepe Correa. Correa has been with Lewis since before the Ruddock fight. Came in for a ton of criticism after Lewis's desultory performance in the first 6 rounds of the Bruno fight this past fall.
Lewis has a good jab, but he seems to put his right foot in jail. Once he set that thing down, he's not able to just pick it up and move. You almost have to stay on the ball of your right foot like a track star getting ready to take off. When you lay that thing down as big as those feet are, hard to get them up.
Jackson supporters at ringside screaming for him to go in and get closer to Lewis. Easier said than done. George, why doesn't Lewis just snap the jab and dominate with it like that?
He's, you know, it's caution first. Sometimes in order to get a good jab, you got to say, hey, I may get caught, but I'm going to hit him. And Lewis is not willing to get hit.
Is that because of what Larry describes as his instinct to be a natural counterpuncher?
That's exactly it. He wants to hit you after you miss him. It's like, I'll hit you, but as soon as you miss me. Counterpuncher's temperament is, let me duck first.
And then take the easy shot.
Yes. They're not going to do anything unless they duck first or move backwards.
Lewis's jab, the dominant weapon here in round 2. Jackson hasn't yet been able to get close enough to Lewis to create some infighting. Try to throw him off stride with a little brawling technique. There's a jab from Jackson. His trainer, Pat Burns, says it's a good one.
That's a great thing. If Jackson is able to establish, I can jab you, I think Lennox Lewis could panic.
Bruno certainly hurt Lewis with the jab.
The taller fellows with the greater reach, they don't like being jabbed. They think something is wrong. They panic. Oh, maybe I'm doing wrong.
Round 2 comes to a close, a round largely dominated by Lennox Lewis's left jab.
Okay, now he's only looking for the right jab now, right? Occasionally drop the hard right hand, lean on it, and come back with a left hook. Put your punches now right around behind.
And as the two corners talk to their respective fighters, we're joined here at ringside by the new IBF and WBA World Heavyweight Champion, Michael Moore. Champ, let me be the first to give you a little bit more credit than we managed to give you a couple of weeks ago on a terrific fight plan that paid off and you're winning the championship.
Thank you very much.
Good job with your jab. Does it strike you that Lennox Lewis should be more aggressive in using his?
Well, he's using his reach and his height and probably the weight advantage. He's doing the right thing, staying on the outside. If Jackson was smart enough, he'd come inside and take his arm jab away, you know, just stay on the inside so he doesn't have the power of his punches.
You think the knockdown in the first round was the product of Jackson's nervousness?
Probably. It just break. You know, he got over the nervousness. Now he's starting to be a little bit more busier now.
Michael Moore, referred to by almost all American reporters and some English ones as the real heavyweight champion, will now stay with us in round 3 as Jackson lands his best punch of the fight, a right hand over the top that backed Lewis up.
I don't know why Lewis just doesn't want to take any chances. He's making a hard fight, an easy fight hard for himself by not stepping in with that jab.
There he jabs twice and throws the right hand over the top. Michael, does Lennox Lewis telegraph that right hand, or is it tough to see it coming?
He telegraphs it a lot. That's the only punch he relies on. He tries to blind the guy with the jab and come over with the right hand.
Do you think of him as someone who would have a lot of trouble with your southpaw style?
You never know until a fight takes place, so I'm not going to sit here and answer it, because you never know.
How interested are you in a unification bout?
I'm not interested in it right now. I'm not saying down the road, you know, I just want some time to myself and relax a little bit for my son. I've been traveling for the last 2 weeks doing interviews and things, and you know, I'm here to look at the fight and have a good time. But probably early spring, we'll probably get it on.
Might that be your next defense, or do you lean toward taking another fight first?
I'll have to sit down and talk to my manager and trainer and see what they want to do together.
We're talking with IBF and WBA World Heavyweight Champion Michael Moore. And Michael, thanks for taking the time to join us.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest of the fight.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Round 3, a round in which Phil Jackson finally got on the board and has landed a couple of more blows to Lennox Lewis's head, and now misses with a wild right and a wild left, but has become the aggressor a little bit here in round 3. George?
Lewis, as good a boxer as he is, he's got to stop dropping his hands. A lot of the punches that Jackson, he's throwing punches, but he's not looking at what he's doing. You can wind up dropping with one of those wild shots just because your hands are near your waist.
Is he doing it, though, to invite Jackson to come in and throw and give him some opportunity?
Exactly. He's that counter puncher, but you can't get away with it. This guy is smaller, probably quicker reacting.
Lewis again sticking the jab as he did throughout round 2.
When you're the heavyweight champ of the world, a lot of times you'll fight guys that you're better than. They seem to give up, but when you're fighting for the title, it'll make a bad fighter good.
Well, Jackson's certainly excited now after having looked a little bit fearful back in round 1.
Beautiful round. Beautiful round. And listen now. Nice and suave, everybody. Listen. I want you to start, when you shoot that jab, to crack that hard right hand behind his elbows and come back with the hook, right? Okay. Do not stand up straight. As long as you, excuse me one second, as long as you move into your left with your jab, you are taking away his left hook completely. That's all this sucker has is a left hook. All right? Good. Now stay with that jab of yours. Also, when he goes to shoot...
Here's the one good punch that Jackson landed in the fight. A right hand didn't have full power behind it.
Body. You had him over here with his hands down, and you didn't work. When you get there, you gotta let him go. You understand? Work. Come on, Philip. Let's go, Jack. Every once in a while, try this. It's there for it.
Fans want to see the heavyweight champion make the fight, not just take the fight. That's why Lewis has difficulty getting people to respect.
Lewis, a couple of years ago, was a lot better fighter than you see today. Someone has been trying to show him how to box. Never was a boxer. He's just a good right-hand puncher. He would blind you like a man who couldn't see with that left hand, then throw that right. He's not even doing that effectively anymore.
Back up. Don't hit on a break. Break.
Well, there were many experts who suggested after the Bruno fight last fall that Lewis should dump trainer Pepe Correa, that the style matchup wasn't working. But Lewis said he was loyal to his guy and was going to stay that way.
Well, you can be loyal and keep your trainer, but add another. Bring someone else in. You don't just drop people. Just add another. Right now, he needs someone to re-identify his style with. He's lost it. Doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to move.
Does anyone spring to your mind as the right kind of person to bring the aggression back to Lennox's game plan?
He's going to have to find that original trainer. Some of the people who were with him in Canada, in his amateur career, get them back into the camp. Let them speak their piece.
Certainly the material is there for a devastating puncher.
He's got everything. A lot of what he had has gone. This guy's still one of the best punchers I've ever seen in my life as a heavyweight.
Let's go.
Now he's trying to box with his right hand cocked back, like a guy getting ready to draw his pistol.
Good right hand to the body. More of that wouldn't hurt. Wide winging shots by Jackson. Lewis doesn't try to take advantage for a counter.
Anytime that Jackson decides to jab twice and throw a right hand, he'll drop Lewis. He's only jabbing one jab at a time.
There are 3 jabs and a right to the lower hip.
Bring it up hot top and it'll land.
Lewis with a good feint, looking down at the body and sticking the jab to the head. As long as Lewis is going to put that left hand down at his hip, Jackson ought to lead with the right hand, right, George?
Jackson could do a lot of things if someone would tell him jab, jab, then do it.
Good counter right by Lewis as Jackson tried to come in. Precise punching by the champion, dominating round 4. But he remains more the cautious boxer than the evil slugger.
Breathe and relax. Breathe and relax. Slow it down. Slow it down. Breathe and relax.
You're okay, man.
Philip, come behind the jab. Okay? Stay with your jab. You're getting there. You got to break on that jab. Step on the jab. You're looking a lot better now, Philip. You understand? Yeah. How you feel? Feel good? You're good. You look excellent, Phil. You're getting close and you're still...
Continue to circle. You are quicker than he is. You are stronger than he is. And he cannot figure it out. He's catching hell getting past your jab. Keep the jab in his face.
4 rounds to nothing. Lennox Lewis.
Larry, if you don't land punches, you can't win fights. Lennox Lewis is landing all the punches. Phil Jackson's not landing enough. Easy 4 rounds for Lennox Lewis so far. We agree. You know, while we were trying to analyze Lennox Lewis's style, George, I have a category that I put Lewis in. It's what I call a brilliant amateur category. There are some very great amateur fighters who move up to the pros, and they have such great bodies, such great reflexes, such great will to win, great conditioning, and they fight first not to get hit and then to use all of their reflexes and other skills to win. I think of Roy Jones, I think of Hector Camacho, even Ali early in his career. He just has such superior stuff, and his first thought is, I'm not going to get hit, and I'm going to be able to beat this guy easily.
Well, he's getting hit now, as Jackson has landed 2 right hands in this round. To get Lewis's attention just a little bit, Lewis goes back to the jab and hammers a right hand behind it.
And you notice, whenever Lewis lands a right hand, he never throws anything afterwards. It's like that right hand is in jail. You got to come back with a hook.
He says he's proud of his left hook. You just don't see it coming to the body after the right hand lands.
American fighters are always taught 1, 2, 3. Finish with the hook, get your body back in the position to throw another right if you have to. Good body punch.
Is this better, Lewis, than we saw against Bruno last fall, or still the same thing?
I think even worse. Lennox Lewis need to recreate and try to get another trainer to help out Pepe. Pepe is a good trainer, but he needs a lighter guy to really talk that talk to. You can't talk the same conversation to heavyweights. Footwork, drop your hand, trick. There's no Ray Leonard here.
Another right hand to the lower hit by Jackson. No word from Arthur McCanty.
Good right hand by Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, the overhand right. And for once, he followed it with a left, George.
If ever he puts together a right hand and a left hook, we're going to see a different fight.
Lewis putting his hands down to invite Jackson in. Jackson does come in, and then Lennox ties him up. Big excitement earlier in this round for the anti-Lewis contingent when Lennox reeled against the ropes a little bit, but now the right hand lands, and Jackson is going to be sleepy for a few seconds here.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Beats the count.
That is the best right hand in boxing right now.
Gets in a couple of good ones after the bell, and the crowd boos. Knockdown won't count. The bell had already sounded. And you're right, George, it's some right hand when he lands it.
Yep.
That makes up for a lot of frauds, guys. I gotta tell you.
I must say.
Let's take a look at the knockdown and what he landed. There was a right on the ear and a delayed reaction. Like a parachute that opens 10 seconds after it comes out of the plane.
Harold Letterman, they deducted a point from Lewis for hitting after the bell. Good call?
Well, certainly he did hit him after the bell. Referee Arthur McCanty, a legend, and again, decided to take a point away from it. Bill Jackson was hurt by the punch. I guess he's entitled to do it, no question.
And now with the tape flying from Jackson's glove, he'll get a reprieve for a moment here as they rewrap the glove. This is a tremendous break for Jackson, who gets more time to clear his head.
Let's go.
And now here they'll go with the start of round 6.
Okay, go.
Jackson's still wobbly unless he's playing possum. Lewis not exactly the most graceful finisher in the world, but he's got a lot of leather here. Crowd responds as Lennox takes one in return and suddenly stops punching. Jackson showing some grit.
No matter who you're in the ring with, you got to be a little clean when you try to finish them. You get wild, they're going to get you too.
And that's exactly what happened to Lewis there. Just teeing off with that overhand right. And Jackson takes advantage to land a right of his own.
That Jackson has been a football player. He puts those shoulders into those punches. He can get caught by an accident and drop real quick.
Two solid body shots by Jackson. You think Lennox has punched himself out a little bit here?
Not only that, if Jackson is able to keep putting those body punches in, you can take a lot of that power from that right hand. You got to get low now. Get your head in his chest. Jackson should get low, stay low, go to the body.
The uppercut was a howitzer. Uppercut's a good change of pace for Lewis, the way he throws that overhand right all the time.
Good, and it hurts.
Right now, Lennox is just trying to whack right hands until Jackson goes out of there. Bill Jackson vowed that he wouldn't quit tonight the way he did against Ruddock, and so far, he's been true to his word. Now Lennox smiles as he steps in and loads the right again. Every time Lennox throws the right, Jackson's trying to get both gloves up around his face.
Now Jackson is doing this round what he should have been doing in the earlier round, keeping his head real close to Lennox Lewis' body while Lewis just well away. But you can't be on the outside, you got to get close.
Jackson trying to turn things around with the left hook. Lewis goes back to jabbing. And Bill Jackson makes it through round 6 and seems for the moment to have weathered the 5th round storm.
Now, settle down completely and listen to this. Listen very carefully. Now, we're going to go back. Look at me. We're going to go back to the jab and we'll keep this thing in the center ring and loosen him up again. Don't try to get him out this round.
Keep the hands up, okay? When you roll that right hand of his, come back with the hook. His ass is tired too.
What round is this?
He is tired too.
Thank you.
Okay? He shot his wad. He shot his wad. You got to show the heart now. Now, you there I'm going. Philip, use that jab. Your left hand is fine, and use your hook when you get close. Hook, hook, hook. Jab and hook. Do you understand? What are you going to do? You're doing good, Philip.
Body, what you've been working on. He will go down. Go that left foot.
Okay, got it? Come on.
Back is out.
Line your left hand more, you understand? You can do it, Philip.
You saw that only one of Lennox Lewis's 20 KOs has come past the 6th round. That was the Bruno fight last October 1, round 7, when he rocked Bruno with a left hook and then pounded against him until the referee eventually stopped the fight.
Lewis just threw a left hook to the body. Very good left hook. Very good left hook to the body. When you're landing good head shots and the guy's not going down anymore, go back to the body. Set it all up again.
Good jabs from Lewis. Left hook from Jackson, followed by another.
All right. Stop.
Tape is wandering down the arm off of Jackson's glove again, and once again we'll get a brief pause.
What's the matter? I want the tape
These
off
breaks
here.
have really helped
I got it.
Jackson.
Let's go.
Tremendous.
All right, let's go.
Offense, Philip.
Let's go.
Jackson is standing still and biting Lewis to throw that right hand. You got to move your head, aim that head toward his chest, get it on his chest, and stay there for a while.
Solid right hand again. This time Jackson takes it for the moment, but his legs are wobbly. Legs in trouble.
Lewis is able to just fake that right hand and throw a left hook. He could get a knockout.
Yeah, he had him there for a second. A couple left hooks might have done the deal.
Now we get
Another right hand lands, and another over the top. Legs still wobbly for Jackson. Big opportunity for Lewis if he can find the right key.
All right, right, step back. Don't hit, not a break.
Jackson hanging on for dear life here in the 7th, but still throwing to the body from time to time.
Come on, let's break when I tell you to break.
Thus far, Jackson's proven he's no quitter.
There's a left hook after the right hand, and there's a left hook from Jackson that snaps Lewis's head back. Good left to the body from Jackson. Suddenly he's energized, thinking he's got an opening.
His corner told him as soon as you roll that right hand, throw that left hook. He's starting to take that advice, although he's taking a lot of punishment along with it.
All right, break. Step back. Don't hit on a break.
Vicious combination by Lewis. That time, a skillfully constructed constructed 4-punch combination.
And short.
Jackson has 10 rounds to beat him all.
I'm going to be ready to stop this fight. But I don't want you looking. A little more.
Deep breath.
Get a deep breath and go back in. Bust his ass up some more with the jab. If you step off that back foot hard, you're going to push his head back and make him want to quit. But when you push his head back, come back across with a straight right hand. Got me? When you step off that back foot, the jab's going to move his head back. Come across with his right hand, left hook. Now, listen.
After taking some stiff punishment from Lewis, there was Jackson's best punch of the fight, the left hook on the chin. And Harold, 7 rounds, your score, please.
Irish 7-0, 69-61, Lennox Lewis. I got to discuss the scoring in the 5th round for a minute. Lennox Lewis wins the round 10-8 because of a knockdown. McCarthy subtracts a point. It becomes 9-8 Lennox Lewis in the 5th round.
Punch stat numbers in round 7. Lennox Lewis landed 45 out of 67 punches. That's 67%. Jab getting sharper for Lewis. He's begun to find the left hook. A little bit of learning on the job here.
As soon as Lewis is hit with a jab, he stands flat-footed as if to say, what did I do wrong? This is why Jackson should jab. Use your jab. If you
Jackson's
can.
too busy eating rights and lefts right now, George.
I must agree.
A mercy stoppage might not be a bad idea if this gets any worse. Arthur Mercanti in his 113th World Championship bout. Phil Jackson's right eye closing rapidly.
And his mouth is wide open, so he's not able to suck up enough oxygen to give him a renewed energy here. This is why it's awful good to be a skilled boxer. When you see a guy hurt like that, get him on out of there.
Right hand to the body by Jackson. Lewis resting for a moment. Jackson digging to the body with both hands. Pretty gutty performance. And you consider that the guy took a knee against Razor Ruddock just a couple of years ago.
He said he wanted to prove to his son, never give up. He had to be the standard bearer for it.
Right hand by Lewis after a couple of uppercuts. Jackson goes down and Mercanti has seen enough. Arthur Mercanti stops the fight. 1:25 remaining in the 8th, bringing to an end a siege of punishment over the course of the final 4 rounds of the bout by Lennox Lewis.
I thought he looked as good the last several rounds as he looked awkward and off-center the first few rounds.
You agree, George?
Yeah, this turned out to be a good fight. Not only because Jackson was willing to mix it up, get up and mix it up. He made the fight tonight. Action Jackson.
Lennox Lewis immediately dons his sunglasses. Well, you know, it's awfully bright here in the Atlantic City Convention Center. Let's take a look now at the final flurry that produced the knockdown.
And it was that final left hook starting to come in.
And I had mentioned about 40 seconds before that a mercy stoppage wouldn't be a bad idea. Clearly, Mercanti was thinking along the same lines, and that knockout was enough to convince him.
That's the left hook.
He started throwing that left hook in the last 3 rounds, and that made a huge difference for him.
It finishes off everything you're doing. A good right hand is not good without a left hook.
All right, let's get the official particulars on this from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Arthur Mercanti calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 35 seconds of round number 8. The winner by TKO victory and still the undefeated WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Belgium, Mexico, from Miami, Florida, Philip Jackson.
A smattering of applause from the largely American crowd for the English heavyweight champion. And there'll be further assessment after this bout as to when and whether Lewis might be ready for a potential title unification bout against Michael Moorer. That'll be contingent, of course, on the question of whether Moorer can hold on to the championship. Lewis was more than ready to fight Riddick Bowe, or so he has always said. We look at final punch stat numbers, and they are a mismatch. Lewis landing 247 blows to only 64 for Jackson out of 471 thrown. For the first 5 rounds of the bout, for the first 4.5 rounds until Lewis got Jackson in big trouble, the overwhelming majority of Lewis's punches were jabs. He landed 158 out of 310. More and more power blows in the closing rounds as he added the left hook to that overhand right, which was, as always for Lewis, the most dominant weapon in the bout. Now Larry Merchant stands by with the WBC heavyweight champ. Larry?
All right, Lennox, you said coming into this fight that you knew you had to be impressive, that you wanted to get credit for being a champion. Give us your take on the fight and how you think you performed.
I thought I performed pretty well. You know, I did exactly what I wanted to do. I got my jab going. You know, people haven't got the opportunity to see too much of me, so I was showing them a bit of talent, showing them some head movements, some speed, and some body punches.
It seemed over the last half of that fight, over the last 4 rounds, you finally settled down to use your jab. You were having difficulty with it early on. Why was that? Was he just still too fresh at that point?
Yeah, he was still too fresh. I realized after, you know, the rapid head movement, it would slow down for a while, and that's when I would catch him, and I took advantage of that.
Was the first knockdown in the first round just a flash knockdown? Were you surprised that he got up so strongly?
No, it was a flash knockdown because I realized, I looked at his eyes and he still looked fresh. So I still took my time. As you can see, I didn't go after him really fast. I knew it was going to be a matter of time.
Talk to us about your plans now. Who would you like to fight? What in your big fights coming up?
Well, I've got Oliver McCall to sort out, one of Don King's boxers. And eventually I want to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. You know, I don't think Michael Moore is going to get the respect of the people until he faces Lennox Lewis. So I feel when he turns around and looks in the mirror, he's going to see Lennox Lewis.
Do you feel that you haven't gotten the credit you have earned or deserved because you're not an American champion?
I feel that a lot of avid boxing fans realize who my true talent and what kind of talent I have and who the best boxer in the world is.
Do you think that this performance will help you in that respect?
I feel every performance will help me. This performance is a positive. I went out and I won. I look good doing it, and I feel great.
Thank you very much, Lennox Lewis.
Big up Jayud.
Whatever that means.